being patient. Thank you, Queen Yvonne Finn. So,
Dr. Patience, hand is up.
yeah, Dr. Derek? Yes, Dr.
Dr. Patience, hand is up.
Oh, Dr.
Peace,
Patience,
blessing,
please
peace,
proceed.
blessing, peace, blessing, and holy enough love to all of you. Dr. Bill, it's nice to see you again. I can't wait for your talk, but I just wanted to come in and say, Sister Julie Pierre, that was powerful. Gratitude mindset. A lot of us have this mindset of entitlement, and it doesn't help us. We have to have the gratitude mindset. I just want to say that I love that mindset, and with that mindset, I'm looking forward to hear what our seasoned Dr. Bill will tell us about the marketing part of it. Gratitude mindset. That's powerful. Let's have the entitled mindset. Let's have the gratitude mindset. Thank you, and over back to you. Sorry, I am on the road. I, I have been with you guys from the beginning. Dr. Derek, thank you for that non-verbal part of our updates. We love you and love everybody for showing up today. Over to you, Quintanla.
Yes, Dr. P, we appreciate you. We have been waiting for you to come in just at the right time. So, yes, thank you, sis. And we pray that you all journey safely and until you get home. And please join again as the conversation goes along when you can. Thank you. Oh, my. Queen Julie Pierre. In short, I will not even try to summarize it. I would just let it the way it was, as you said it, let it sink in. But I second our sister, Dr. Patience, by saying gratitude mindset is the best positive mindset we can have on a daily basis. Because whether it's in big things or smaller things, big ways or smaller ways, that is what makes a difference at the end of the day. How much gratitude we show, even when in the face of difficulties, but it changes everything at the end of the day. And there is that inner comfort, that inner peace you feel when you express that gratitude. So thank you. Thank you so much. I will leave the rest for the other members, team members, to contribute, participate when we get to the Q&A or express their comments and gratitude. So now it brings us to the most passionate, excited, oh my goodness, moment of the day. Our guest of honor, Dr. Bill Williams. We can never say too much is too much of you because we always love having you around. We can never say thank you enough because every time you come, there is always new nuggets. There is always something different, and nobody puts it to us. Nobody presents it to us the way you do. So we thank you for all you've been doing in the past with the Dream Team, the knowledge, the skill, the education, the partnership, the friendship, the family, and we will continue to thank you every time you come along. I know your topic for today is AI revolutionary marketing. Perfect time for a perfect topic. And nobody can do it like you do. I mean, our king and brother, Dr. Bill Williams, is no stranger to us. For those of us who are joining us who may not have been opportune to hear him or to know who he is, I am just going to give you a little insight of who we are talking about. Dr. Bill Williams is someone who exemplifies the spirit of unpassive. He is an unpassive leader in the true sense of the word. a humanitarian, a philanthropist, and someone who has devoted his life to uplifting humanity across the world. He has over 37 years of practicing comprehensive dentistry, including cosmetics, implants, sedation, and you name it, everything or any some of most of the things that come with being a dentist. And not only in his local Suwanee in the suburbs of Atlanta, Georgia, in the US, but he has also done that internationally. He has a successful he is a successful clinician and a businessman, a mentor to all of us. We can testify from the moment I got to know you and how much I've learned from you in ONPASSIVE on this dream team. You have been very, very instrumental. And you are an author, a lecturer, a YouTuber, a podcaster, just to mention a few, for all of these different ways that you impact all of us. We say thank you and we appreciate you. And so, without much further ado, I know we are excited and looking forward. So, please, over to you, Dr. Bill Williams. You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Calling all lions. Do we have lions here today? I know we have at least 80 lions from 15 different countries at least. People from all over the world are tuning in today to the Dream Team because you have a dream. You're dreamers. You're leaders. It means you're the dream team for somebody else. There's a lot of reasons you're here today. I'm glad to share with you. You want different, you're going to get different today. I don't like repeating myself very often. I don't like repeating what other people say very often. I like to be unique and bring a message that's different every time. And why is that? Because there's so many messages that need to get out. And if you repeat the same message over and over, hopefully you have a different audience every time. But if you have the same audience, you need to change your message, right? So my purpose today is to bring something totally new to you. And why would I do that? It's because I'm not the same today as I was yesterday. I grow and I learn every week, month, year. For instance, we've been in ONPASSIVE totally 5 years. I've been working on my 5th year, 4 years plus. A lot of you have been there just as long, and you know ONPASSIVE has grown and changed. You know that our approach has changed. The numbers of people have increased. Some people come in new. Right now, we're at a static point where we're not adding new people, but we're still teaching the people how to succeed. And so my purpose today is exactly what my purpose was 4 years ago when I started talking on webinars and YouTubes to our founding members. You remember the time when I gave a lecture called 10-Day Prescription for Success? And I wanted to focus on what do you do the next 10 days? When there's a deadline coming up and you think things may change, you want to get ready for that change, right? So I came up with the idea of the 10-day prescription for success of how to build your network, how to build your team. And it was a standard networking formula to grow your team a little bigger, a little better, so that you're ready when it starts. And so I've repeated that maybe once every year to have a 10-day prescription for success to up your game over that period of time so that you just get ready for the next thing. Because Ash has given us new tops. Every time we get to a new top, it's an opportunity to do another 10-day prescription for success, to grow your influence, to grow your network for the time that top is reached, and you can expand another notch. And so here we are waiting for the next top to be reached. When the processors are in order and everything is what we call the money flow time. we're in the middle right now between that. So what are you doing right now as a part of the dream team to get ready for this, what's coming? That's what we're going to talk about today, is what could you be doing? What should you be doing? Are you sitting on the fence waiting and watching and just saying, I'm going to dangle my feet? I'm not going to walk down the path. I'm going to sit on the fence. I'm waiting for things to happen, for ONPASSIVE to get started again. Or are you taking action, walking down the path, looking for the forks in the road that may lead to higher ground, to reach that new top? There may be several ways to the top. And at the top, there'll be different elevations that people reach and say that's the summit they've reached. So I want to help people get to the highest summit they can, that they will get to, going the way that I'm clearing the path. As a leader in ONPASSIVE, one of the things that I choose to do is to the top. It might not be the way somebody else does it, but Ash has given us the directive to do it your way. He's given us the focus point to say, don't duplicate what somebody else does necessarily, and that's the only way that ONPASSIVE grows. No, we're all going to be given tools. We're all going to be given the vision, and then you create your own company. You create your own business, how you see it works. As long as you stay within the guideline, do what you want. So that's what we're doing today. Is I'm going to show you what I'm doing. I'm going to show you how I'm climbing the path to the top of the summit, and it's an interesting path. It's different than some people might choose. I choose not to sit and be passive. Ash is always about, you don't have to do anything to be successful. If you want to do something, you can. If it's your own speed at which you grow. So I do want to grow. If you don't make a system out for you, a formula for you that will allow you to grow faster, that'll allow you to do different things, to employ what we have in ONPASSIVE. So thank most critical groups in ONPASSIVE. We always enjoy being here with you. And at this point, I want to turn on my screen share, and I want to go through some information, find a little bit of interest in it, perhaps. Let's see if we can find the perfect screen for you. Okay, so screen share right there. Now, what you're seeing here is the place we're going to take you. And I said to you earlier, I said, what are you doing to succeed right now? Are you taking action? This is my prescription, what I'm doing. Again, I'm talking about building your network today. I'm talking about increasing your influence today. And we're going to focus on social media prospecting and AI marketing strategies. It's a point of view that those who have a strategy are going to do better than those who don't. Those who have social media presence are going to do better than those who don't. I mean, if you have Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter, these are social media platforms that offer a wealth of opportunities for you to connect to potential customers. So we're going to look at the leveraging of these powerful tools, those platforms that you have. We're going to identify with people, engage them, and convert them to new prospects. And I'm going to show you a done for you DFY model. There'll be 3 models that we have that I'm going to be talking about, but mainly the done for you model. so you can leverage your social media connections. So question first of all we start with is, where is your audience? Where do they live? Where do they hang out? On what social media platforms are they? You have to find the relevant ones that want to be marketed to. You know, the popular ones, of course, we have are the Facebooks and the Instagrams, the LinkedIns and the Twitters. The most popular ones maybe are not the ones you like. Maybe you use some of the niche ones and you're more favorable to TikTok or Pinterest, things that are less volume than some others, or more volume in certain age groups, but not all age groups. And don't leave out the messaging apps that go with them or associated with them. Messenger, WhatsApp, Telegram. We could throw in, if you're talking about ONPASSIVE, our ecosystem that we're developing right now. You could throw in, you know, ONET. You could throw in Opal, which is to come, Opeer, which is to come, which would be kind of like a messaging app like Slack. Or you could be talking about things that are OConnect, of course, the video system that we're on right now. So these things that we have here are where we're going to find the people that we're going to engage with. We know what's working right now. We know what's not working right now. We know what's not in final form right now. And so I'm going to be talking primarily about things that we have for use right now, not things in beta test, not things in almost ready for public consumption. And so interestingly enough, we're not going to be talking too much about ONPASSIVE, are we? Because a lot of our products are just on the verge of being released to the public. And so I'll be talking primarily about what we have right now that we're using today. So how am I leveraging? That's the question, you know. What am I actually doing? I'm taking the power of social connections that other people have, not just what I have, and I'm using those to leverage because they're valuable. The more connections, the more followers, the more friends you have on your social media, that is a powerful deposit in your social bank. I mean, if you have $10,000 in the bank, you'd consider yourself fortunate, right? If you have $100,000 in the bank, you'd be more fortunate. It's the same way with social media connections. If you've got 10,000 friends on LinkedIn, you're pretty fortunate because you've been working pretty hard to develop a savings account in the social connection business on TikTok, on LinkedIn, on YouTube. You know, we're always saying subscribe. We're always saying like and share and do all these things on the social medias. And the purpose is to expose more new people to our ideas. You always want to expose more new people to build your brand, to build your wider audience, to get awareness, to cultivate a community of engaged prospects. You got to give them good content, and hopefully you're getting it to new people, not just the same old, same olds. How many times do you have to see something to recognize it? J. Conrad Levinson said it was about 27 times. You got to see a message before you actually take action, buy something. And so one time being shown out to the group's not going to do it in an advertising or marketing sort of system. So you have to have consistency. You have to have expansion, expression of, you know, good content. So it all has to have certain criteria for your social connections to start taking notice of you and then to start taking action about what you showed them. So I have something we have formed called the Growth Elevation Group. And we specialize in leveraging your social influence so that you can amplify your marketing efforts and generate warm leads that are primed and receptive to your offerings. Now I'll explain that in more detail as we go along, what that means. A growth elevation business model. There's really three different types of business models that people work with when they're doing online consulting. One of them is done for you. One of them is done with you. and some of it is called do it yourself. If you're talking about done for you, you understand that it's a service where the provider handles all the work from start to finish, allowing the client to sit back and relax while the project is completed. It's kind of what we initially joined ONPASSIVE to do, right? A done for you model for marketing. But we found out that there's a little bit of done with you involved, because you actually got to fill out some forms. You've actually got to sign up as an affiliate. You've actually got to buy one product. So ONPASSIVE is actually done with you, a collaborative approach where the provider guides the client through the process, allowing them to participate, and you learn along the way. We have been taught that you have to learn about the products if you want to market them personally to get other people to join ONPASSIVE. So knowing things, being knowledgeable is important for ONPASSIVE to grow. So it is kind of a done with you model in a sense. And those who take a strictly done for you approach and are ignorant of what's going on about what you have to do to be successful, they will not actually be successful because they haven't actually filled the forms out. How many people have you lost to the inactive pile because you never even turned on and became part of this part we did a year ago now, where we moved over into from go-founders to just to being founders, from go-founders to founders, go-founders to O-founders. That's a significant loss of people. Maybe 20, 25% of people never moved over. So that's done with you model. The do it yourself, of course, is where you give somebody a self-service option where they take the full responsibility themselves to complete the project, to dig it out, to read the handbook, to put it into use. If you're going to bring a separate type of business into ONPASSIVE and sell that business separate from ONPASSIVE, you're probably doing it yourself. ONPASSIVE is not going to run a business for you. So bottom line is that the Growth Elevation is a business model. It's a private consulting group that we form, Mohammed Sadiq and I, to assist qualified individuals to grow their business and earn income. It's like something we laid on top of our affiliation and membership in ONPASSIVE. We figured out a way to help people in business, and we can apply that to everybody in ONPASSIVE. It can work with people that never heard about ONPASSIVE too. So Growth Elevation business is not an ONPASSIVE business. It's a business that's over on the side next to ONPASSIVE, but it runs consistently with it and can be exactly a part of it. So that's how I'm leveraging my time, my knowledge, and my connections. It's a way for everyone to win right now, and actually to win later when ONPASSIVE starts to open its doors to the public. Because a lot of us have realized that ONPASSIVE hasn't gotten started as soon as we hoped it would, and we wanted to make some money now. And so one of the things that Sadiq and I have been doing is helping people make money. Sadiq has helped over 200,000 people create an income, who've gone through an education process to learn how to create income. And so I've joined in with him in the last 5 years, helping educate the people how to get an income. And some of those things were done in his home country of Pakistan, but he's got a large group of people all over the world in many countries. He lived in Canada for many years. He has many team members in Canada, and he now lives just right down the street from me here in Suwanee, Georgia. So we walk every day. You may see our videos of us walking around and visiting the park that we walk in, just to keep our exercise up as we get older. We don't want to get to be couch potatoes or sitting in our computers. We want to do something to physically be active. And so we work every day to get out and do that. And it's a solution that works for us to get out and be active, but also to develop our ideas as we're walking. We talk about business half the time and enjoy. Growth Elevation Group just came out of that discussion as we walked around in the park. Now, this solution that we've come up with, the growth elevation group, it requires being a member, but it's free, so anybody can join. To be a part of our exclusive growth elevation group, you have to have a LinkedIn account. That's the qualification, with at least 100 connections. We're looking for people to have an established professional network so they can leverage and help grow their business. So we want to help others grow their business. And we recognize that people with a LinkedIn account, and it'll be other accounts too, like Facebook or Twitter, other accounts can be qualifiers. But if you have a professional network, then we can leverage that to help you grow that business, whatever business you're in. As a member, you gain access to some specialized training and mentorship and networking opportunities that we do. We build networks for you, we make sales for you, and we give you a commission. It's all done for you and no obligation to buy anything. One of the things that we realized as we were working with people is that they need a hand up before they can get on their feet sometimes. And so we created a way to start giving people commissions without them having to do anything. That's why it's all done for you. And the reason we can give a commission to somebody for not doing anything is because they're trading to us something of value. The LinkedIn account that people have with 100 connections it's a valuable tool. It's like money in the banks. It's social credit. And if you've got membership in any social account, that's a valuable piece of property that you own. And we know how to leverage that to make money off of it. And if we can make money off of it, why not share it with you? So that's the goal. So that's what qualification means, is to have 100 LinkedIn account. And as we get other accounts brought into the sphere, we'll identify what those are. Your social connections being valuable is the key. Talking about growth elevation group membership plus ONPASSIVE, how does that fit in? I didn't want to do anything in this business time period of my life that did not include ONPASSIVE. I don't think any of you do either. So as I was talking with Sadiq, I said, I'm not really interested in working on doing these affiliate marketing programs unless ONPASSIVE can win and ONPASSIVE members can win and it doesn't cost them anything. And so we kind of came up with a game plan that would benefit everybody all the time, not just sometime or some people, but all the people all the time. So if you're joining the growth elevation group, you're going to be required to be an affiliate in ONPASSIVE. So we bring people in that never heard of ONPASSIVE, and we say, part of joining us is to get to be a free user of ONPASSIVE products, and also to be an affiliate with ONPASSIVE products. And we show them how to use OTrim, for instance. So they'll have the useful tools that ONPASSIVE gives us to use and share. It's the sharing of these tools that opens people's eyes to ONPASSIVE. So they may become curious. They may become customers at some point. What about the ONPASSIVE users that are currently seeing things and going, well, I would like to do that too, but I'm already a member of ONPASSIVE. Well, all new members who come into the Growth Elevation Group who are already affiliates of ONPASSIVE, they're welcome to join for free too, just like anybody else. And the thing about it that I told Sadiq is we got to make sure that anybody who joins ONPASSIVE gets their affiliates that come in as a result of what we're doing. They got to come in under the people that are already in ONPASSIVE, not under us. And so we designed a system where any new member who is not an ONPASSIVE member who comes as a result of, joining the group you're in from your LinkedIn account, if it's your account that they get found in, they're going to join under you and ONPASSIVE also. So it's a developmental process that we develop social media contacts under your name, under your affiliation link, whatever business we're talking about. And ONPASSIVE is one of those businesses. And so we found a way to, with proper coding and proper AI and proper other things, keep things simple and put affiliate links in the right order for people that join under you. So that's how we are planning to expand your ONPASSIVE team if you're a part of the Growth Elevation Group. As a cooperative marketing arrangement, as you can tell. Now, the difference between cold prospects and warm leads, we want to kind of start getting into the nitty-gritty of what our topic is today about what do we do in the Growth Elevation Group? What are we actually trying to accomplish? We're trying to find the cold prospects and turn them into warm leads. And everybody knows that a cold prospect doesn't buy very easily or very often, but you may choose the psychographics and the demographics and have a cold prospect list. You may have avatars, an ideal picture of the type person you want to market to in your mind. You may outline it. You may seek it on different ways you search engine, create these kinds of avatars. A lookalike audience is another way to put it, of things that you want to sell to, people you want to sell to. But they're not yet showing much interest. They just belong to a group that might be interested. They might not be aware of your business or your offerings. So what we have to do to turn them from cold to warm is we have to show a way for them through content generation, something to let them demonstrate interest in your business. Now, that's one of the big promises that targeted traffic has been promised to us from ONPASSIVE. And so we should all be familiar with the idea that we're taking cold prospects and turn them into warm leads with targeted traffic techniques, finding people who want what we have to sell. And that's what we're actually doing too. They may be engaging with your content. They may be subscribing to something that you produce. They may have made an inquiry in a search engine that is very specialized. And we're going to talk about that particular process in just a minute, because that's one of the most important things we can do is understand what's out there available to us that you don't know about. I have a feeling Ash knows a lot about what I'm going to be talking about now, because what we've discovered is that there's a whole lot more available to us than a Google search. So our idea is that we capture the prospect's engagement with offers. We put out content that gets people to respond. We monitor how they're looking at it, what they like, what they share, the comments, and other interactions to gauge the interest. And we actually have an AI system that goes along with our done for you model, where we're gauging the content performance. We're analyzing who's responding to us, what they're saying, how they're saying it, and we're doing this with AI. And so we're finding out who's got their hand raised, and we call that AI verified. It's not just somebody we think is interested. We're actually in communication with the person at this point through AI. They're showing an intent and a readiness to engage in active communications with the things that we've identified that are available right now online. And so we purchase a whole bunch of different pieces of information on the web across different systems. We got many systems that we've looked, not just Google search or Bing search, but there are many ways you can find out what is the intent of somebody, what do they want to accomplish. They're searching, they're looking, they're reading articles, they're doing things that we can find out that give us their name, phone number, website, et cetera, all their social media connections. If we can get all that and sift it through an AI sensor, what happens? Well, we've got a gold mine ready to be used to benefit ourselves, and that means we can benefit you. We want to create a warm contact list, and we do that by using artificial intelligence with our done-for-you model. We have things like lead capture forms and social media polls, retargeting campaigns, referral programs. Everything goes together to build a huge list, plus there's probably 10 more things we're using to build a huge list of warm prospects. And those prospects are then given out to the people in Growth Elevation Group. And they come from your LinkedIn profiles. That's why it's valuable to have 100 people in it, so we can start talking to those 100 people through AI. It's very valuable. So don't think you don't have value. You know, if you're a social media person, you've been building, you got something of value. So what we want to do now is introduce the artificial intelligence agent bots to you as something for you to understand. AI bots help qualify leads, and they determine who's a good fit for your product, you know, whatever product you're selling. That's why targeted traffic is so valuable, because it joins the person who wants it to the person who sells it. And once these engagements start to happen, the bots will engage back and forth with conversations in text with prospects in real time, providing information and answering every question just like a real human being. And then you find when you get to that place of, I'm ready to buy, they've been qualified, then the prospect is given over to a human being, a live sales representative. And that's where Sadiq and I come in, and we're working to be the live human ourselves. And later we'll train other people to do the same thing, where we'll have live people do the same thing that we're doing. But we're taking on the chore of transitioning to a live session, a human conversation, after all the AI bot has done all the preliminary work to get people to the warm place